Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm doing a review of the 1001 Video Games You Must Play Before You Die book. I don't know if this is like the special edition or like there's a limited edition-y one, or if this is just the standard one, but either way I like the cover a lot. It's by one of the people who is the editor-in-chief of Edge magazine, which, for being on a games course, even just for a bit, I've obviously have read quite a few of the Edge magazines, and then there's this person as well. On the spine, you've got the same sort of information on the front, or as in the front. Then you've got a bio, of course, and that Lara Croft there. Awesome back as well as front of the book. You've got stuff there, information here. Look that. We've got content, so it goes from the 1970s all the way to 2010. Or the 2010s even. It only goes 2010 stuff though. It only goes very basic. So like basically what I mean is it's only very early 2010. Anything later it doesn't do. For example, Crackdown 2 isn't in this. For example, it came out January 5th or 6th, I think, Crackdown 2, 2010, but it isn't in here. First of all, though, you've got, after this big, hefty bit of stuff, you've got the index page, which, surprisingly enough, is extremely helpful for finding out specific titles and that. So, you've got stuff from Harvest Moon to God of War to, Fallout and, Bejeweled Blitz, Shadow of the Colossus, World of Warcraft, Sims, Star Wars Battlefront. You've got stuff, as I say, from the arcade days, and that I love how it's got like a little sort of big facts, like like a few big facts of what happened that sort of era, or the big standout things that happened that era in gaming / chapter of gaming, and that it proceeds to have that throughout the book, like the 1980s even, and that with Donkey Kong. Pac-Man released in 1980, attracting players of both sexes to game arcades. Released in 1982, the Commodore 64 became the most popular US gaming platform. Nintendo NES first appears in 1983. Its US launch in 1985 is accompanied by the release of 18 titles, including Super Mario Bros. I just like that because if you, for one reason or another, was given this book and, as, like, say, a reference book for an assignment, hypothetically, if you're on a games course, you could just quickly look at those and maybe use those. The reason why mine has sticky notes is because, me being me, I've sticky noted the games that I do have in some aspect, and that. What I like is, like, you get a little bio thing here as well, of a little bit of information, so you don't have to even read the whole massive paragraph, or paragraphs. You can just read this bit and then kind of get the main important things. For example, the release date, original release date, platform, developer, and the genre of the game, which I think are the core things for a game, really, or the core interesting things, in my opinion. Obviously, it's important to know how it plays and that, but you also get very different imagery, from big, massive, glossy, one-page spread images to smaller ones here, where they take up sort of almost half the page, and then the rest is text. And then you sometimes also get, if I can find one, ones where there's 4 images across, and sort of one section is that game, one section is that, so on and so forth, and that. So But yeah, very good book for anyone who's any bit the gamer, really, you know. If you're any bit, like, well, I think if you're really into gaming, then you will really like this. I mean, you know, and that you've got your RTSs, you've got, you know, more obscure PC games like Neverhood. You've got arcade racing games, House of the Dead 2, which technically, although I don't have the arcade version, of course, that would be absurd, unfortunately, but I have I have it technically on the Nintendo Wii because I bought House of the Dead 2 and 3 on that. So, Mario 64, which you can also get on the DS as well, or there's a DS version. You know, just really cool games, and then obviously they go into description on why this person thinks that they are worthy of being in the 1001 games you should play before you die, you know, sort of thing, because, you know, all these have something remarkable about them, you know, they're innovative, standout, you know, games of their genre, or they've even maybe pioneered a new genre, or pioneered a new element to an already established genre, yeah, but maybe integrated something so different that actually after that game, say Fallout, for example, after that game, you know, maybe every other game takes something from that and does something similar, you know, maybe not the exact same, but Total War, that's pretty cool. Steel Battalion. Original one was good, apparently. Not that shit one that was on 360. Jet Set Radio Future, really love the idea of the Jet Set Radio thing. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, love that game. I absolutely adored that when I was younger. You know, just brilliant stuff beyond good and evil. I heard that was critically acclaimed as an amazing game, but sold shit, apparently. And there were rumours that that was going to be on the Nintendo NX, also known as the Nintendo Switch now. But yeah, there were rumours that Beyond Good and Evil 2 was going to be on NX. Whether or not that is the case, I don't know. Metal Arms Glitch in the System, love that game too. Used to have it for original 360. Sometimes, if it's a third-party one, it will say various sort of things instead of just, you know, PC or GameCube or whatnot, you know. But then again, there are quite a lot of obviously exclusive Nintendo games that are just on Nintendo platforms, as you all know. They need better third-party, that's the problem with the Nintendo. But yeah, just brilliant stuff, really, you know. Again, it goes... Some stuff's more recent... but if you're into gaming but only really have the more recent stuff, then this might be a miss really for you, because, you know, it might not be the book for you because you just don't really have all of or any of these games, you know. But maybe if you're wanting to get into retro gaming, maybe this could be a really good book to get you into retro gaming, you know, and that and to see what was sort of the big games of the, you know, 80s and that 80s and 90s and stuff, you know, and that. But yeah, just lots of cool stuff, all sorts of bits and pieces from, as I say, from Tekken 3 to, you know, Geometry Wars and that, you know. Brilliant book. I would strongly recommend picking this up if you're an avid gamer. If you consider yourself an avid gamer, then yeah, you need to pick this book up. It probably isn't the cheapest book, but then again, considering how thick it is, I can see why it wouldn't be so cheap. And it's not one of those books you probably would read in one go, or you could try, I guess, if you want to. But I wouldn't recommend it. But I think it's one of those nice books where sometimes if you're just a little bit bored, or if you just want to, you know, you're just in a mood of, you know what, I want to see what's really good from the GameCube library and flick through this, you know, and that. So it's a handy book, and that, and I really, it's got some really good stuff and really good content. So as I say, I'd strongly recommend it for anyone who classes themselves as a avid gamer. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe.